Hi, what's up, stoners? Welcome to the local band Smokeout.
Greetings.
Oh, hello there.
My name is Nightshade of the band Blood of the Beloved,
This is Skeptic of Blood of the Beloved, and you're watching
the local band Smokeout.
Fantastic. Let me just do one thing on our end, and I believe we're ready to rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, Kev, Poet the Band, back again.
Hell yeah!
How you been, dude?
I'm doing okay. I'm a teeny bit under the weather, but nothing that couldn't stop me from having fun with you, man.
Well, you guys, you're out in Cali, man. How's the weather with that hurricane and shit?
It wasn't really that bad in my area, which I was told was going to be bad, but literally like 45 minutes, a couple different directions, it's pretty bad.
Gotcha.
I know that they closed like a major highway in certain areas, and then I saw on the news that Dodger Stadium is like almost completely like swallowed by water.
Oh, wow.
Which is
That's
weird
crazy.
because if you ever go to Dodger Stadium, you have to kind of like go up pretty high to get there.
Mhm.
So it's kind of odd seeing that. But dude, tell me about the tour. Tell me some pros, some things you would do differently, crazy fan interactions. Just I want to hear it all.
Well, I mean, it's been, I think the last time we talked, we had just released our first single and video, so quite a bit's happened. But the tour itself, man, could not have really asked for a better tour for a small independent band's first tour. We drew every night, even on a fucking Monday in Louisville, man. It was pretty wild. One of the highlights for me, we were in Greensboro, North Carolina on a Wednesday, and every night of the show, Aiden's like, oh, this is our third show ever. This is our fourth show ever, whatever. Because we had only played 2 shows before we went out. So it was kind of one of those things.
Who plays
Yeah.
2 shows and is like, you know what? It's tour time. Let's go.
So after the show, the promoter came out to square up with us and everything. And he's like, dude, did I hear you correctly? Like, you guys have literally only played like 4 shows up to this point. We're like, yeah. He was like, bro, you outdrew all the locals on this bill. He's like, have you even played in North Carolina? We're like, no, dude, we did a Michigan show and a Tennessee show. And he was like, whatever the fuck you guys are doing, man, keep it up. So for me, that was a really cool moment. But all the bands that we played with promoted really, really well. The crowds were amazing. Yeah, I mean, it was wild, dude. Couldn't have asked for a better first run. That's for damn sure.
What now, having a little bit of that experience under your belt, what knowledge are you going to take into the next one? Like, we should have brought this, or this one thing we're going to do different next time.
Honestly, because we've all done this for long enough, we kind of knew what we were expecting, and what ended up happening was way higher than our expectations. So we went into it going, hey, if we have a show with fucking 5 people there, it is what it is, especially if it's a Monday or Tuesday. So I think for us, realistically, moving forward, it's just plan out a little bit better. If we can do a tour with a band that's a little bit bigger than us, I think that would be preferred. But at the end of the day, I mean, if our numbers keep trending the way they're going, that's definitely not a bad thing. I'm already working on something for next year and 2025. Might be going over the pond, so to speak. So we will see what happens, but we're already working on the next EP. We got about half of it done, and the first EP just came out in July. So we're grinding, man.
For someone that's never done or put together a tour or anything like that, what is a good, safe amount of merch to head out with at the start?
Realistically, a lot of bands want to have like the sick merch setup, right? So we went out with one run of shirts. We had 72 shirts. We had posters. We had the tour posters, and we had like these business cards that were like glossy. And then I think for us, what really caught people's attention, I don't know if you saw any pictures of it, but I found this antique journal on Amazon. Like, it looks like some Edgar Allan Poe shit. And I bought a quill, and I bought these 2 lanterns that look like they're like flames, to kind of go with the aesthetic. And all we said was, hey, come sign our journal. We want to document every single show. And maybe in 10 or 15 years, like we auction it off or something, like the Journey of Poet, the band, whatever. And that was a huge fucking hit for people. Because I don't know anyone that's really written with a quill before. And surprisingly, we had a few people. They're like, oh, I did drafting or I did calligraphy or whatever. And they were like signing it like fucking, it was no big deal. And I sat there struggling just to write like the venue name. I think the interactive part of it really got to a lot of people. And that was super cool. Even if there was, only 10 people there, all 10 people signed it, left little notes of encouragement, like shit like that. It was super cool. So yeah, I mean, we sold out, I think we probably had about 10 shirts left at the end of it. Oh, and obviously we had the CDs the whole time. So we sold probably 3/4 of the shirts and maybe half the CDs, which for 9 days, I think is pretty solid. The last show, hands down, that was the actual EP release show. I think we drew like 110 people through the door. So, I mean, that was obviously a stellar fucking night. I broke my kick drum head, my batter head, the second day on tour. So the last day we all signed it. We sold that for like $40 or $50. It was just a fun ass time at the end of the day, man.
That is fantastic. It sounds like a blast the whole time, but surely something went wrong at one venue. Maybe like, well, obviously the kick drum head, like you said, was that in the middle of the set? Like it popped?
It was 30 seconds into the first song.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
Literally at the end of the set, the sound guy's like, bro, like, what the fuck happened with your kick drum? And I go, look. And he goes, oh, he's like, I don't think the crowd would have known, but he was like, it went from real punchy to real muffled real quick. And I was like, yeah, it just fucking popped right through it, man.
Did you say earlier 2025 for going across the pond? Is that what you said?
Correct, yeah.
How do you start planning that? Is that you just start calling venues in Europe, or how do you even start that process?
There's a lot of preliminary research that I'm doing, and something next year could be a catalyst for it. So, and then one of the other shows that we played with a band that is signed to a label I personally worked with for a long time, that might be in play too. So there's a lot of moving parts to it, but I'm hopeful.
Hell yeah. Do you have a rough timetable for when this second EP is ready to go, or at least a single from it?
What we did this year, we spent 8 or 9 months prior to January 1st, and we released Miss Misery. I think it was like January 5th or 6th. So the first week of January, you can expect the first single and video of the next EP.
Awesome.
So we're doing the following and reverse thing. So all next year, it's going to be the same situation, 5, 6, 7 videos throughout the course of the year.
You guys got it all mapped out, man. That's the way to go about it. Is have your plan and then put it into action and make sure everything's done with advance notice for promotion reasons.
Well, we had a plan, but we didn't even fucking come close to sticking to it, man. Like, we legit should have had all the videos for this EP done, and I think we still got to shoot 2 more. So we got to shoot 2 more, and then we're going to hopefully get 3 or 4 for the next EP done before the end of the year. So it's a lot of work.
If I recall, that's the gentleman that's in New York?
So Aiden, we went to New York because he was auditioning for Juilliard, and he wanted to shoot footage for our documentary. And then we had already done the acoustic version of Miss Misery, and we were like, well, why don't we just fucking shoot that, like a video for that while we're there? Minimal equipment, we can get the skyline, some good footage. So that kind of happened by accident. I really want to do the entire Death Era EP acoustically, kind of like what Wage War did. A, because I think it would be super cool, and B, if we get to a level to where we can sell like VIP packages and shit, like that'd be an added bonus to like do an acoustic set before the show. And I know we're thinking like 18 levels ahead of where we're currently at, but I think at the end of the day, if something pops off for you, it's better to do it than go, oh shit, well, we should have done that, and then not have it pop off.
This is true. Did he get into Juilliard?
No, unfortunately he didn't. Dude, I didn't realize how tough it was, but they auditioned like thousands of people over 3 days, and apparently they pick like 10 people. So it's like super competitive, but he got a lot of words of encouragement, and I believe he's planning on doing it again. But we'll see, because he truly loves like the acting and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he kind of looked at it as a networking opportunity. Like when I interview at jobs, right? They're like, "Oh, what's your passion outside of work?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a rock star drummer." And they go, "Oh, what's the band name?" Yada, yada, yada. I mean, for him, he was like, "Oh yeah, I definitely mentioned, I'm in a band, we're touring and, all that shit." So the more eyes and ears you can get on it, put it out there.
That's true. Well done. Did you guys have a way to watch movies or TV in your touring vehicle?
No. So we hoteled it every night. So our drives were only about 3 hours most days. So that gave us time to chill out in the hotel room. We only had one drive that was shitty, and that was because a venue canceled. So we had one 7-hour drive. But I have like a rewards thing, so I get the room super cheap. So hotels, the entire tour was only $500, and they were baller ass, super nice rooms. So, I like to not spend 8 or 9 hours in the car. And the one perk is if you do have a day off with the Marriott and Hilton shit, they'll typically do your laundry and shit for you. So you've been sweating your ass off. It's nice to get some fresh clothes done and everything. We had one snafu though. So we were in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and we had, where were we the next night? I think it was only like a 3.5, 4-hour drive. And funny enough, I was walking out to smoke a cigarette, and there was the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile in the parking lot. I had never seen one in person, so that was pretty dope. But I'm walking around the trailer, just doing a double check, and there was a big ass fucking nail in the tire sticking right out of the sidewall. And I think it was about 7 a.m. So like most shops, like were getting close to opening, and it's kind of in the middle of not nowhere, but like it's just not a big town. And we called like 5 or 6 shops. We finally found one. Dudes were like, "Oh, we got the exact tire in stock, $110, whatever." So they jacked the trailer up, threw it on, and then we were on our merry way. But Spencer and myself were working the entire time we were on tour too. So like I'm in the passenger seat fucking with my computer and my earbuds in, doing my IT stuff. And then we had to make a couple stops where his company was like, "Hey, we need you to edit this video real quick and do whatever." So, we stopped at a gas station for like an hour, so he could upload it and do all that. So as much fun as it was, we were working like the entire time we were out, which added a little bit of stress. But having the hotels was really nice because the internet there is usually pretty damn good. There's no shortage of outlets, and you can stretch out. You're not confined to the vehicle. So all things considered, really, really not a whole lot of complaints.
Cool. Do you recall last time when we did some trivia?
Yes, I do.
Are you prepared today to do a little more trivia, or?
I mean, fuck it. Why not? I won. So, I mean, I might as well keep it going.
We got to pick something different this time, though. Give me something different, movie or TV show wise.
I'm leaning towards a movie.
Okay.
Half-Baked.
Ooh, good pick. I've always heard there was rumors of another one, but then they ultimately couldn't get Dave to do it.
Well, there was also rumors that the Super Trooper guys were going to do a follow-up for Beer Fest called Pot Fest, and they ended up doing the cartoon. Now, super, super bummed about that because I thought that would have been hilarious.
For real. That's at the end of I remember that at the end of the movie. It's like coming soon, and then it never came.
Yep.
Never came. All right, give me a second on some half-baked trivia. We're hanging out with Kevin of Poet the Band. I'm going to rotate the camera just for a second so we can jam some of your guys' music. You're on the poll automatically as our guest today. And I think we'll just go World of Confusion.
Right on.
If you guys could do me a favor, go on Spotify, look up Poet the Band, hit that follow button. Open your eyes, bias deceivers, disguised as our leaders, they endlessly wait. War on our fathers, the value of water, an idolized prophets they made. I'm surrounded by silence, we're eyeless and violent, and callous to our own mistake. Every wall has to fall through like every. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. I don't think you're gonna know this trivia.
I mean, I probably haven't seen the movie in about 10 years, but I religiously watched that movie, so we'll see. A vision of what I've done. I'm barely breathing, I'm barely hanging on. It's all in
like Lizzie mentions, this would be an interesting acoustic song too. This particular.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I thought Miss Misery translated incredibly well. Obviously, it's not as heavy, but I think you could really do a lot with like the ambiance and shit to like really bring out the emotion of the song, which I think Miss Misery did too, to an extent. Because
Totally.
like you even commented on the reaction video. You're like, wow, it's the same song, but it's entirely different aside from like the lyrics.
Yeah, it's like its own brand new song that I kind of know, but it's done differently. It's like a new
Exactly.
way to perceive it. All right, let's see if I can get you here on this trivia. You got to pick. You picked Half Baked. I've seen that movie a lot, and I did not know the answer to this. What is the name of the fast food place that Scarface quits?
Oh fuck, dude, that's a tough one.
It is really hard. Then it says you can see on the counter and wall in the scene what the name of the place is called.
I definitely do not know that one.
Do you have any hot sauce with you?
Nope.
I'll do the hot sauce.
I'm moving, bro. Literally everything in my house is packed up, bro.
No worries. It's called
What's the
his
name?
royal beefiness.
Oh wow. Yeah, I would have never gotten that for
dude.
sure.
Neither would I. So now I'm glad I got you. So I just got to at least get that one stump in real quick. Is there anything you want to plug or promote just that you got going on?
I mean, obviously, check out the EP, check out all the videos. We've got Miss Misery, World of Confusion, Think of You. We're figuring out the next one to release. I really want to do Like a Devil, but we want to kind of go big budget with it, like some crazy CGI, like movie level shit, which we know Aiden can do. But realistically, we brought a photographer on tour. And we basically are going to do an entire tour video for fall for it, I think. That's more than likely going to be the next one coming out. But yeah, I mean, just obviously follow all of our shit on all the social media platforms. We're on everything. You know, if you want to buy any merch, you know, feel free to hit us up or go to our Teespring. We got a Patreon as well. So if you want to get, you know, early footage to anything that we're doing, you know, join the Patreon. We're trying to do better at it. We were doing really good for a minute, but after the tour, we really needed to kind of like take a little time to decompress because it was so fucking busy. And we went right into the next EP. I'm moving to Tennessee, so I haven't been contributing as much there. But yeah, check it out. And, you know, if you dig it, fucking show us a little bit of support. And we'll hopefully be around your neck of the woods soon. So
Yes, please. Please let me know way in advance so I can calendar that and make sure we bring a bunch of buddies and come support. And
well, if we go to where we're going over the pond, the shortest path is actually leaving from California. So in my mind, it makes sense to, at the very least, do some shows in California before we go to said destination.
I like the way you're thinking. I like this. Hell yeah. Well, Kev, it was fun to follow up with you, man. I'm glad everything was safe on the tour. You guys sound like that. I've never heard of that journal idea, which is genius to get interaction to your merch area. Absolute genius. I might have to take that one and tell somebody. Not that exact thing, but
if you want a little sneak peek, right? So like Poet the Band, like the documentary is going to be called Modern Day Poets. And we're going for like this aesthetic. Like our first promo pictures kind of had that vibe and tint of just like vintage, right? I'm not gonna give too much away, but like when Ice Nine Kills performs, you know, they have their costumes and all that. Mm-hmm. And we noticed that most bands, even if it's a gimmick per se, people really take to it, right? We think we've found a really, really good way to kind of tie in not even just the journal, but like everything, the whole vibe to like add to it. And I'm really looking forward to being able to finally put that out to the world. That will probably be, you know, next EP kind of shit. But yeah, just a little sneak peek into what's going through our minds, you know?
that is cool. Well, dude, have a fantastic day. Please get to California. That would be awesome.
Hell yeah.
We look forward to the rest of the videos coming and from and then the follow-up EP coming, and then rooting for you guys to go across the pond in 2025. That would be amazing and absolutely ginormous for you and the band. That'd be great. But dude, have an awesome time. Thanks for coming back and doing this. We appreciate it.
Oh man, thank you. And we appreciate everything you guys have done. And hey, by the way, please stay safe. I know the weather out there has been a little wild. So, you know, thoughts and prayers, and hopefully not too much shit gets fucked up.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, people in California go crazy when it rains because it doesn't rain very often over here. So they freak out. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin, Poe at the band.
Hell yeah!
Take it easy, guys.
Cheers, brother.
See ya.
Hi, what's up, stoners? Welcome to the local band Smokeout.